Good morning, everybody, on this Wednesday, June 26th. And we decided we're gonna go outside today. We're gonna go outside, right? Come on, Jessica. It is actually about 10:45. I'm getting a late start to the day. The boys got up and ate breakfast. I got up and watched YouTube videos and then got in the shower, and then now we're getting ready to go at 10:45. But we're actually gonna go in nature today. It's gonna be a little bit on the cool side. It's in the high 60s, but it's not supposed to rain. It's actually supposed to be pretty nice outside today. I don't know if it'll, there we go. It's supposed to be pretty nice outside today. But in like the high 60s, so not super hot. So what we're planning on doing is taking the dogs with us today, which we have not done while we've been out and about in Portland. We're gonna take them to a couple of parks. We're gonna go see a couple of, what are they called? What are those things called?
Lights?
The lights, but what are they called?
Lighthouses?
Lighthouses. There you go. We're gonna go see a couple of lighthouses because I don't know English. Yeah, we're gonna go see a couple of lighthouses. We can bring the dogs to both, and we're probably gonna get something to eat while we're out there, but that's the plan. We're gonna go do some of those things. But I just want to say good morning to you guys while it was still morning. My hair's frizzy. I waited too long after washing it to brush it today, so it's gonna be frizzy, and that's just how it's gonna have to be. And I don't know how humid it is outside yet either, because none of us have left the, well, no, the boys took the dogs out for walks, but we are taking the dogs with us today. So that's gonna be fun. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna bring the camera with me, and I will take you guys with me when we go out in the parks today. I know I haven't been doing too much of that because some of the stuff we've been doing you had to pay for, and you can't really like take videos some of the stuff. And anyway, long story short, I'm gonna take you with us and show you where we go today. So we're just gonna spend some time doing more free stuff than paid stuff. There was one thing we were thinking about doing. I'm not sure if we'll make it. There is a ferry that takes mail to all the islands in the bay. I just don't know that we're gonna make it. We're gonna make the timing for that, if that makes sense, because it is almost 11 o'clock. They only do 2 runs a day. They do one at 10 a.m., which obviously we missed, and they do another one at 2:15 in the afternoon, which, like I said, it's 11 o'clock now. I just don't know that we're gonna make the time for that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. It's a 2.5 to 3.5 hour boat ride. So that's a concern too. Not a major concern, but it is a concern because we are bringing the dogs. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, we'll take you along with us. Bye. All right, my hair is kind of crazy because it's a little windy out here. I actually have put my sweatshirt on because it's a little chilly actually right here on the water, but we're gonna go. Can you guys see what that says? Probably not. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Maybe. There we go. There's Nickel and some ladies. I'm gonna take my sunglasses off so I can see if I'm zooming you in on the city, not the sign. That's what I wanted to zoom you in on. It says Portland Breakwater Lighthouse, which is called the Bug Light. And that's what it is. So we're gonna go look at it. We're gonna, oh, I got you really zoomed in. Let's zoom you out so you're not quite so close and intimate with my face. How about that? All right, we're gonna go over here and go take a look at the Bug Light. I got the doggos over there with the big boys, and I got my Nick. There it is. This is the water. That over there, actually, let me show you that over there. While Nick is playing Fortnite in front of me. Oh, For Honor, sorry. That over there is actually a Navy fort that they built out in the middle of the water here, in the middle of the bay. And sorry I'm shaking you around so much, but they built that in the middle of the bay before the Civil War, and the guy was telling us a story yesterday. They they had started building it before the Civil War started, and the problem was that by the time then they like had to halt production of it or halt building it, because the Civil War happened, and then after the Civil War it was already outdated. The technology moved so fast during the Civil War that it was outdated by the time the war was over, so they ended up not using it. The Navy ended up not using it except for anything but storage, and then I forget what year they said, but at some point they ended up just selling it to the city of Portland for $1 because they weren't using it. So, all right, let's go to the light. There's Wednesday and Neil, and Daddy and Buttercup are back there. I can hear the waves rolling. I don't know if you guys can hear them. It must be low tide right now. And that is the city of Portland, by the way, in case you're wondering. We're in South Portland right now. Okay. Flowers are pretty. What you looking at? What you looking at?
The stars.
Neil's being mean to me. We're gonna go over here to the lighthouse and then we'll come back and I'll look at that. But that's the city of Portland. You can see the fog. Can you guys see the fog on top of the big building there? Yeah. Wednesday is not happy she's not in the front. And that is the bug light. Alright you guys, we are at the Portland Headlight. This one is a much bigger one. Much bigger one. And it's actually really pretty here too. I love the sound of waves. Someday I'm going to live near the water. I'm just going to hear waves all day long. Just got to figure that out. Very foggy today. Very, very foggy today. Well, you guys, I am standing in front of, I don't know if I'm not even sure if I'm picking it up, but there's a restaurant back here somewhere called the Lobster Shack. I did not get lobster. John and Neil got lobsters, but anyway, I'm down here on these nice shale rocks that are right in front of the ocean. I just wanted to show you guys how pretty it is. And it did warm up a little bit, so I took my sweatshirt off, which is nice. But yeah, it's just really nice. And there is a ship that must be getting too close to the shore because the noisemaker over here keeps going off. So, but it's super pretty. John actually went down. I'll put a picture in. John went down actually to the water. So, and I've got Buttercup here with me, so I'm holding her tight. But all right, time to get back in the car. Well, y'all, I think I got some sun. I don't know how well it's showing up there. It's kind of showing up on the camera. John is behind me doing the floss. I'm looking like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What's funny is I had my sunglasses on, right? So like this whole part of my eye is even more white than normal, but like my nose and like this portion of my cheeks is even more red than normal. So there's that. And I've been sitting around watching YouTube and searching the internet instead of actually like editing videos, which is what I should be doing. Anyway, we're gonna go to eat dinner now. It is about 10 till 6. The boys are supposed to be out walking the dogs right now. We had a good time out with the dogs today, I think. I think we had a good time. Buttercup was a challenge at times. She barks at people, but she did all right. She did pretty good. I think she did pretty good, actually. I'm not giving her enough credit. She did pretty good, given the scenario that we put her in today, being around a lot of people she didn't know. She did actually pretty good. My hair is a mess because of all the wind at the Bug Light. Is that what it's called? Bug Light Park, I think was what it was called. Anyhow, this is our last night in Portland. We are going to a restaurant called O'Reilly's Cure. And then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna watch the debate because I don't really talk about any of my political views, and I will continue to not really talk about any of my political views. The key is that I feel it's important to know what everybody is talking about. Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, or because, well, never mind. I think it's important to know what everybody is talking about because, you know, whoever wins the presidential election, it's either going to be somebody who's talking tonight, somebody who's talking tomorrow night, or, you know, President Trump. So it's going to be somebody, and it's good to know what they all think. You are very clearly in the background. Anyway, like I said, to me it's important to know what they all think. So I'm gonna I think what I'm planning on doing is editing a video or two tonight while John's watching the debates, and I'm gonna be listening in on it a little bit too. So that's the plan, because I want to know, you know, these things, like let you know what people think and what their plans are, and that sort of stuff. So no one can tell me who the president's going to be next year. Well, I guess in 2021. The election's the end of 2020, so they won't get inaugurated till 2021. So not knowing who it is, I think it's important to at least hear from their own mouths what their thoughts are. You know what I mean? So anyway, we're gonna go eat something here in a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna at least edit a couple of vlogs, I think, tonight, and try to get some of them uploaded. My biggest problem, honestly, is that I haven't been downloading the footage off of my phone and off of my SD card. I'm on my good camera right now. When I download it from the SD card, it will come in as like the correct date for the file, so I'll be able to figure out which dates they are. When I download the data or the video and pictures and stuff from my phone, it originally shows up as the date that I downloaded, and then once I get it out of my picture folder and put it into one of my other folders, it does actually come in and say the actual date. So that's gonna be a little bit of a challenge because I gotta move my files around and stuff, and yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go eat. I will see you guys later. I definitely got sunburn on my nose. I definitely got sunburn on my nose. Anyway, it is the end of the night. It is time for bed. It is 11:15, and I'm gonna go brush my teeth and wash my face, and then I'm going to bed because I'm tired. And tomorrow we are leaving Maine and going to Rhode Island for a day. So we've never been to Rhode Island. John and I have never been to Rhode Island, but we have a lot we gotta do in the morning. We have to pack everything up. We need to throw the dishes in the dishwasher in both this room and the boys' room and get that started running. We've got to pack everything up. I know I just said that, but that's going to take the longest time, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to set myself an alarm for 8 a.m. and get up because I think we have isn't checkout at 11? Let me look. I think checkout is 11. John said yes. I think that's the time it is. Does it say on the door? Usually they say on the door, but this one doesn't say what time checkout is. I'm pretty sure it's 11. So yeah, so my alarm's I'm gonna set an alarm for 8 a.m. and then get up, shower, maybe grab some breakfast, although the free breakfast here isn't the best. It's food, but it's not really all that great. But anyway, yeah, and then we're gonna start packing things up because we've got probably a 3-hour drive or so. I'm not sure how far away It is from Boston to Rhode Island. It took us a little over 2 hours to get here from Boston, and we're going to Providence. And Providence, my guess is about maybe half an hour to an hour, something like that below Boston. I haven't really mapped it yet, but that's my guess. It's gonna take us somewhere between 2 and 3 hours is my guess. So I think we might do a little bit here before we leave tomorrow, not a ton. There was something.
I love Maine.
What?
I love Maine.
John said, I love Maine. I thought it was cold today. And then what I said to him, I was like, you know, we're gonna go from 60 something degree temperature this week where I wanted to wear a sweatshirt today to in the 90s next week in Virginia. And I am going to be miserable in Virginia, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be miserable in Virginia. 90 something degrees. Virginia is always super hot, super humid. Beth, you know, we're not gonna be too far from you. Yeah, 90 degrees and humid in Virginia is what I'm expecting. So there's that. Anyway, tomorrow morning, packing up, getting the boys all packed up. I watched the debates. I'll be looking forward to seeing what tomorrow holds in the debates. John and I and Neil were having well, John and I were sitting in this room, Neil's in the other room, and Neil and I were texting, and John and I were talking, and there was a lot of interesting things, to say the least. So some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. But I think that's with everything we see, right? Everything we see in politics. Anyhow, it's the end of the night. It is the end of our tenure in Maine. I think it was a really fun time. I'm looking at John, he's laying in bed. I think it was a really fun time. I would not hesitate to come back up here again. Maybe not next year, but maybe 2 years from now. I don't know.
Next year sounds good.
He said next year. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be next year. You know what I mean? If I switch jobs again, I don't know where I'm gonna be next year.
Next year sounds good.
Maybe we'll just move to Maine.
Sounds good.
Or maybe we'll move to Alabama. Or maybe we'll move to Japan.
Maine.
Anyway.
Mainly in the Maine.
Anyway. It was nice. My biggest concern with moving to Maine would be the winters.
You're a chicken.
I'm a chicken. I am a chicken. I don't want to drive in the winter in Maine. Actually, what's funny is we have a Subaru. I think we've told you that before. I drive a Volkswagen. Excuse me. I drive a Volkswagen. John's car is a Subaru, which is what we brought up here. Neil drives a Toyota, and my mom's car is a Toyota. So we have 2 Toyotas, a Volkswagen, and a Subaru are the 4 cars that we own. As we were driving around, there are a lot of Subarus in Maine. A lot of Subarus in Maine. So there's that. And John wants to get rid of his Subaru. Not necessarily get rid of it as much as just trade it in on another Subaru. Or maybe he liked the big Volkswagen SUV too.
I have to go SUV, yes.
Is it all-wheel drive?
Oh,
So, I don't know.
dang, baby.
Anyway, I told him we have to wait 3 years to get a new car because in 3 years, John's student loans will be paid off and Neil will be graduated from college, as long as he doesn't screw anything up too badly. So, 3 years to get a new car. Plus, his car will be paid off, my car will be paid off. We'll have no car payments in 3 years, and my car will be good. I won't need to replace my car. My car, knock on wood, you know, as long as nothing goes wrong, it will be good, because my car is 3 years old this year and I only have like 23,000 miles on it because I don't drive it very much. So anyway, it's the end of the day. It's the end of Maine. I'm gonna miss Maine. I'm gonna miss vacation. Who knows? It's after 11, maybe we hit the lottery. Do you think we hit the lottery?
Woo.
It'd be nice. I'm not holding my breath, but it would be nice. Anyway, today I am thankful for the time we spent in Maine. I really, really am. It has been fantastic. I wish we had more time. But hotels in Maine for next week, for the week of the 4th of July, were insane, which is why we're here this week and in Virginia next week, because the prices for like this hotel that we're staying in, I think almost doubled, or maybe at least 1.5 times what it was this week. I don't know why. I don't know if Portland does anything like huge for 4th of July or something. I don't know, but the pricing for the hotel, this specific hotel, was like 1.5 times or twice what it was this week. So that's why we're in Maine this week and Virginia next week. Virginia, the hotel we're staying in was the same price both weeks. It wasn't changing, so Anyway, we spent way too much money on food. Boys had a lot of lobster. Spent way too much money on food, but it was a fantastic time. How often do you get real, like, fresh Maine lobster, you know? I would say if you live in Maine, probably more often than anybody else, but other than Maine, you don't really get that, you know? So, anyway, I hope today was better than yesterday, and I hope tomorrow will be just a little bit better than today. I hope y'all are having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.